My name is Mohan Gill. I live in Surrey, Canada. I was born in India, Punjab. My village name is Delon in district Ludhiana. So, living over there, I went to school at my village first. Then I did my 10th grade in a Khalsa school at Mandi Bahadurgarh. After that, I went to the college, Narangwal College. I did my bachelor over there. For that, for masters, I went to Government College Ludhiana in English. Then after that, I did DPEd, Diploma in Physical Education, at Nagpur University. So while I was at Nagpur University, at that time, it came to know that my marriage will be done in Canada. So my wife was here, so she sponsored me, and in 1977 December. So I was married in 1977 December at Williams Lake in BC. From there, after marriage, I went to Prince George, and my first job, I started working in the sawmill over there. And over there, I did very much cultural activities like Vaisakhi and evening dinner every year in the winter time. And I started radio and TV over there, which I lived there for 9 years and worked in a sawmill. At the same time, I was doing all the activities on side. Uh, in 1987, I moved to Surrey. When I moved to Surrey here, then I started working as a sawmill worker. I had all the uh, things that are done over there. I had all those certificates, and after 2 years, I changed my job. So I got sick. When I got sick, when I was going through the treatment, I went to the Vancouver Community College. I did some courses that they were required for jobs. So then I started working first in St. Paul Hospital, Vancouver, North Vancouver, and downtown. And then after that, I started working in Surrey Memorial Hospital. Actually, I retired early from Surrey Memorial Hospital. In the meantime, I got active in literature and social activities. When I was student in India, I started writing poetry and stories over there. So when I came here, that same thing came here too with me, and I started writing here too. On and off, I was writing. So I started writing. I started going to the meetings and literary associations over there. I learned a lot, and I published my first book of poetry in 1994. So in 1994, my first poetry book, Girjan Di Hartal, it came, and then I just jumped into the sea of literature and started writing poetry, stories, and humorous stars, all those things. After that, my another poetry book came. It was Banwas To Baad. Then I wrote haiku in Punjabi. Actually, I introduced haiku in Punjabi. My book Trail Tupke, it's all haiku in Punjabi. So after that, I wrote another poetry book, Moksh. Then I started writing prose. There is a newspaper here, a magazine in Canada, Indo-Canadian Times, weekly magazine. So I started writing regular columns in that one, and I write full page columns about problems here or introductory things about Canada, this and that. So then I started writing a short piece of humorous style in that paper, which became very popular. So at that column ran for 8 years, in a weekly paper. So I almost wrote 416 pieces for that, and it was still very much popular. Then I said, okay, now I need to do something else. I know my readers. I got calls and emails from the readers. They didn't want me to stop, but I want to do now. I want to write stories, and I'm working on a novel and a few other things. At the same time, when I'm writing, I'm also active in literary field, cultural field. Here, people who live in Lower Mainland Canada, in Vancouver, big Vancouver area, they know that most of the activities that are done here, I'm quite part of all of them. So we do monthly meetings. We get together. We do some book releases. We do the rubrus like present writers and cultural activists like painters. We present them all, and we do that in George Mackey Library in Delta. Every month we present two personalities. We give them almost 45 minutes each, and they tell us their literary journey and how they came into this field, and why are they writing, and what are they writing, and what satisfaction they get out of it. So all those things are done, and at the same time they share their writings with us too. We just released these two books. These are both collection of humorous styles. As I talked earlier, that I wrote about 416 pieces of humorous style. So most of them are in these books. In these two books, actually, there are three books. One was released before, that was Namkeen Rasgulle. And these two books, Rab Daure Te Gaya and Kutte Di Tirth Yatra. There are little pieces, little stories, or you can call them little plays in them, short plays. So, in all of that, I try to write down what is happening around me. If I see something bad happening in the society, I try to talk about that in a story, and try to brought humor as well as style in it, so people can stop, read it, stop, and think about it. Why are these things happening in our society? So all the cultural, all the things that are human nature and a literary field, what those writers, what kind of things they do, and at the same time at home, like husband, wife, and their nok joke kind of things, and at the same time friends, how they are reacting to each other, and how they like how good they are to each other. At the same time, some of them how bad they are to each other as well. So, and at the same time, I try to bring something out of the story, that these in this society we can improve. We can improve every minute. We can improve every day. So all those things I try to bring in these short stories, and it's very well taken by the readers. All the comments I get from them, and also got some suggestions from like literary giants, even and I respect them for that. Those are the people. If they read my stories, that's an honor for me. So when they suggest me something, and and they guided me in many areas, which learning from that, I know in future I will be doing a little better job with my future projects. So I'm learning with every day from my mentors, even sometimes just ordinary readers. They call me and they suggest something, and I'm talking about this column. This column was so popular that people start calling me and giving me hints for stories. You write on this, I'll give you the story. So I personally was very choosy. I know that whatever story I like, I would only try to tell that story, not what other people tell me to say.